What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday night to you. Happy almost Thanksgiving. I know we're doing it late this year in America, but hope everybody is doing wonderful. Welcome to another great episode of Wrestling with Reality. I'm flying solo tonight, but hopefully we'll have my good buddy Richie back here soon. He's just going through a lot of stuff right now, so hopefully very soon we'll have him back on. But tonight we're going to do a little watch party. Since it's Wargames weekend, we are going to check out an old Wargames, a great Wargames from 92, WrestleWar 92 that is, and it's going to be Squadron versus the Dangerous Alliance. I think we might have did this maybe last year or the year before, something like that a couple years ago, and it was a great watch along. I've seen this many times, so we're gonna have a little watch party with it. I will put the links out later on, and if you want to come on and join us and watch with us, let's do it tonight. It's gonna be a fun one. I definitely know it will be. Really underrated Wargames matchup, but a lot going on in the professional wrestling world this week. We'll talk about it. A lot went on last weekend, or maybe not so much went on last weekend. Just a really awful product. But we're going to talk a little bit about everything here on the show tonight. Whatever is on your mind, we are here to discuss. Jeremy, what's going on? What's going on, Joey? I know we started a little early. I'm sure some more people will pop in soon, but Wargames coming up this weekend. But hey, let's talk about AEW first. AEW had Full Gear this last week. Whew. What a dumpster fire of a show AEW has become. I know it's been that way for a while to many people, but my God, what are they doing on that program, guys? Last week, that Dynamite show, I caught part of it last week. It was the most disheveled mess and crap that I've seen AEW do in a long time. And that says a lot, because AEW is definitely not been the hottest product over the last couple years, and has just been rapidly deteriorating, to say the least. So I don't know, what are they doing over there? You guys, anybody out there watching AEW on a frequent basis? I know I'm not, and when I do check it out, it always seems to really let me down. I just don't understand what they're doing over there. It's like he's booking for himself. And this Moxley angle that's going on, I mean, somebody explain to me why this is good, and if it's good, and what you think about it, because As much as I like Moxley, I cannot get into this angle whatsoever. It makes zero friggin' sense to me, and I don't know how anybody's watching this program on a weekly basis. It's almost getting as bad to me as WWE was a few years back before they really made the shift. So I hope that they flip it around, but it's not looking like they're gonna. Yeah, Joey says I ain't watching that crap any day. I don't blame you, Joey. Nobody really is right now, and I think it kind of shows in their numbers. Sean, what's going on, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get stuffed. Yes. What's you guys' favorite Thanksgiving? What's you guys' favorite Thanksgiving meals? Favorite Thanksgiving things that you get to eat every Thanksgiving for those who celebrate it? I'd love to hear it because everybody always has their specific favorites that they like for Thanksgiving every year. Some people don't like the holiday as much. I love it. I love to eat, so I think it's always great. So what's some of your favorite things? What's some of your favorite Thanksgiving moments, so to speak? But let's get back to this AEW show this last week. So the main event was Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley. Wow. That's when you know you've hit low to me, when you have Orange Cassidy in the main event, and he's supposed to be the legitimate threat to to their world champion, to Jon Moxley. They're trying to do this whole NWO takeover style thing, and you get this guy. All right, so Sean says his favorite is pie. Which pie, Sean? What is your favorite? I like, apple, cherry are all great. I'm a coconut cream custard type of pie, or lemon meringue, or pecan. Joey says a nice hash brown casserole. All right. Jeremy in the private chat here says turkey and dressing. Oh, turkey and dressings is always a good one, of course, of Thanksgiving too. My son's, I know if he was here, he would say it's my mom's, his grandma's green bean casserole, which to me, no thanks. But everybody likes what they like. A hash brown casserole, though. All right, Joey. But going back to AEW, what are they doing on this show for anybody that's actually watching this thing? Where is this Moxley angle supposed to go, and who is writing this shit is what I have to say. Like, are they trying to create the dark Orange Cassidy and make him into the Crow Sting or something like that? Is that what they're trying to do with this? You got Darby Allin coming out. You have this completely nonsensical ending that I saw where it's just a bunch of different people kind of trying to come out. MJF is, the one that was wronged by Adam Cole, but he's supposed to be the bad guy now, in this angle. What are they doing in this fucking company? It is just a dumpster friggin' fire. Special kind of pie. As The Rock would say, that poontang pie, Sean. They're presenting Orange Cassidy as the Sting to Moxley's NWO Hogan, and it's embarrassingly hilarious. That's what I was picking up, too. 100%, Derek. Were they going to make him like the dark, Orange Cassidy? Is he going to come out in the crow paint, too? Is he going to be hanging out in the rafters next? Come on. Rewind is here. Rewind, what's going on? Taz is the modern day professional wrestling. Oh, no worries about working late tonight, Rewind. We're great. We're glad to have you on tonight. It's always great to see you and everybody else. Jeremy says, I haven't completed an AEW show in nearly 2 months. I fall asleep. I think the only reason I had it on last week was because I was working and I was in the car. So I just clicked it on because there was really nothing else I wanted to listen to in the car. And I said, I'll just throw some wrestling on and see. And I was like, oh, AEW's on tonight. Let me watch a few minutes of this. Right there. That's what I had to say. Man, it was just awful. I mean, WWE was so awful, whatever it was 4 or 5 years ago. I think that this is, up there with equally as bad, if not way worse than it was for them at that point. I think it's just as bad. Rewind says, what the Costco guys don't do it for you. No, they don't do it for me. They don't. Listen, I get their hustle, and I think it's great that they're doing what they're doing. And I'm sure, maybe 1 or 2 people probably came over and watched the 0 Hour show because of them. I mean, if these guys were going to be such a big, thing for them, why didn't they put them on the pay-per-view versus QT Marshall? Why didn't they put them on the pay-per-view if they were such a big thing that was going to draw people over for, pay-per-view buys? Don't you want to sell pay-per-views? Isn't that like the whole intention of doing a pay-per-view is to sell your show and make money on it? But it's like he just books this shit for himself, meaning Tony Khan. I mean, this guy just books shit for himself. I saw this stuff with him on GCW this week with Ricky Starks. I don't know how many of you guys saw this stuff where Ricky Starks went to GCW and kind of cut a promo about him not being used. And he was just on the Chris Van Vliet show today, which is always a great listen with Chris Van Vliet. And then Ricky was supposed to be on the next GCW show, and he got pulled from it today. So he got pulled from it today. And AEW, Brandon and the Ruiner says, an AEW PLE is 10 times better than TBS and TNT. I've seen many of their PLEs, Brandon, and they can have some good ones. But as of late, they're just booking shit just to book shit, man. And it's terrible, and they do have good matches on their PLEs often. There's no storylines to them. There's no balance in anything that they're doing. He's booking to entertain himself, hence why he brings these Costco guys on. And, I guess people do know who the Costco guys are. I had no clue who they were until I saw this, and I was kind of blown away that anybody was doing this. Sean Fuller says the Rizzler is Dirty Dom in disguise. Yes. Hey, Dirty Dom got voted the number one under 30 wrestler in the world this year. He even topped the likes of MJF. So congratulations to Dirty Dom for the accolades that he's now getting from people even more and more. Though I saw the list and there was a few that just really blew my mind. To see Braun Breaker all the way down at like number 11 just kind of blew me away a little bit. Like, to me, Braun Breaker should be in the top 3, 100%. I'm going with Dirty Dom, I'm going with MJF, and I'm going with Braun Breaker. That's for me. And they got people just not even close to being in this guy's league where he's going to be or where he's at right now above him. So I'll say that about the list. It was kind of crazy on some of it, but Dirty Dom definitely should have been number 1 in there. Rewind says, I've never heard of the Costco guys until last week. I hadn't either, bro. But, some of the kids do know who he is. And, some of the people do know who they are. My daughter, actually knows who they are. She thinks they're obnoxious and annoying, but she says, because kids use TikTok. So I guess that's his way of trying to target the younger generations. I don't know many of the younger kids that are thinking that, AEW is a cool place to go watch every week. WWE shop has Dirty Dom toilet paper. His face is literally on the roll, Jeremy says. Tremendous. Yeah, tremendous. Dirty Dom, 20-year veteran, has been busting his ass for the past year or two. He really has, man. He's been working hard. And look what he's done for Rhea's career. Look what he's done for Liv Morgan's career. You get the Dirty Dom, rub if you work with him. This guy's elevating people to the next level. And I think in the next year or two, you're going to see Dirty Dom winning the world championship in some way. I've said it for a long time. I think his time is coming up. If it was me, I'd book this guy to win the Money in the Bank next year. Have him cash it in. Dirty Dom all day long, I think would be a great champion, be a great chicken shit heel champion, and he would get a great reaction. Joey says MJF promo, curse word, insult city, curse word, insult sports team, repeat. Yeah, pretty much the same thing over and over. And maybe I know he's filming a movie right now, but maybe that's why they don't put him on every week, because he does get very flat after a while. 100%. The toilet paper is for a Dirty Sanchez. Yes, Jason. TK is trying to get the Gen Z audience with the Costco guys. Yeah, it's obvious that he's doing it. Well, Ricky Starks did this interview, though, after he appeared at GCW, and they ended up pulling him. Somebody had said that it's because Effie, one of the stars of, I'm using that term loosely too, one of the stars of GCW criticized, I think it was Shad Khan on a podcast recently or something. I'm like, do you really think that Shad Khan is listening to Effie's appearances on some shitty podcast and that's what's getting him mad, that's making them pull Ricky Starks from the show? No. Ricky Starks, for whatever reason, is in the doghouse with them. I don't know why. And part of the interview I listened to today is from what he says, he doesn't know why either, that they basically ghosted him. So Ricky Starks showing up, trying to make an angle out of it, good for him, and then he gets pulled. It's one of the things that AEW tends to do. Let's see. Eddie Guerrero would be proud of his son. You're damn right, Sean. He's very proud of his son. Brandon says, I think AJ Boom and his son and the Rizzlers were the dumbest thing for the PLE. I think a lot of people might agree with that, Brandon, but Tony was throwing shit up against the wall and hoping it was going to stick, and it just didn't stick very well to me on that. But maybe if they're making money on the clips and it's monetized, maybe we're all wrong. I don't know, but didn't seem to be a good look for me. Derek said, we just don't get it. We weren't one of the sickos he books for. Yeah, that line of the sickos, and he uses it, I guess, to hype up the crowd every time. really tremendous Tony Khan stuff. JBL said MJF is a heel of heels. Yeah, I heard that on the Something to Wrestle With thing where he threw the belt down and JBL was sitting next to him at the convention. And Conrad had asked him if he had a problem with it. And he said, no, I think it was the right thing to do. He should have thrown the damn belt down. He's playing a heel. Good for him. So let's see. Sean says Ricky Starks should go back to the NWA. He's going to be in WWE when he leaves, Sean. He's, good friends with Cody and some of the people over there, I'm sure. And I definitely think you'll be seeing him on WWE when his contract runs out. Rumor has it that his contract runs out next summer, maybe like springtime, summertime. Early part of the summer at the latest is what they were projecting. Who knows if it's true, but he'll be WWE bound for sure. I think they'll pick him up in a heartbeat, and I think he'll go on to have a pretty good career there. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Ricky Starks fan or anything like that, but he's definitely got a lot more in him than what they're doing with him now for whatever reason. Joey says, I hope Shad Khan hears me dragging AEW on this podcast and blacks out Dynamite and Collision on my Slink subscription. Hey, you never know who they're listening to, Joey. Who knows? Maybe they're listening to this little podcast. I don't know. Lawrence, what's going on? Blackjack Glaza. Good day, all. Greetings from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Welcome to you, my friend. Wargames this weekend, though. We got the big 5-on-5 match. And this last week on SmackDown, this is how you do it right here. AEW should be watching this right here. This is how you do it with that tremendous segment to end the show with Paul Heyman coming back and then bringing the fifth man with him. He brought CM Punk with him. I've always thought it was the fifth man was going to be Brock Lesnar, and I still think Brock is going to be somehow included in this match. I really firmly believe that he still might be part of this. I think they might take out Sammy before and maybe have Brock come in and help him out. But I also see a Paul Heyman potential heel turn coming on here. There was some definitely some signs of the same shirt as Solo this week, the same outfit type of thing. I could see them doing a swerve and a heel turn with that, but I could also see him bringing maybe a Brock Lesnar back and drawing this out a little bit longer. But the fifth person for the new bloodline is going to be Bronson Reed, who's going to be highlighted in this. And, they've been trying to build him up pretty good. So maybe it's a good place to let him shine a little bit. I still don't really truly understand the pairing of him, but maybe they were desperate to get another person in there. I don't know. Maybe they're really trying to push him to the moon. We'll see. But, it's nice to see maybe a little bit of new people in there. But I loved how they brought this out with Heyman and then how he brought back CM Punk with them. And I think it's going to set up something really cool, hopefully for the future with Punk and Reigns in the future. So definitely, if AEW wants to learn how to book some stuff, I think they should be really paying attention to a lot of this stuff because this is tremendous storytelling and booking, as I saw, in my opinion, on SmackDown this last week. Not saying they do everything right because there's plenty of misses they have on that show too, but from what I saw on this, I loved it, and I think it's a great storyline. I'm interested to see where it goes this week. Lawrence says if Ricky goes to WWE, we might see The Rock as his mentor manager. Maybe Ricky's going to be a good heel, I think. I think he should be a heel all day. I don't see him as a babyface. That's just for me, though. Maybe other people might, but I don't see it. Taz was the first and only original Paul Heyman guy. Yes, sir. Your guy, Taz. AEW and WWE is the same thing. When WWE and WCW back in the 90s trading people, same shit, different year. Yeah, it's kind of going on forever, Brandon. It's always the nature of the beast in professional wrestling, especially if you got companies competing with each other. But I think AEW is competing with WWE, not the other way around. That's just my opinion, though. WWE, they're no competition to them. They can grab some people here and there, but all right, whatever. I don't really think they're a competition to them. Brock could have the big return after the Wargames match is over, similar to what Punk did last year. Great point, too, Derek. Fantastic point on that. I just want to see Brock come back. I think there's a lot they can do with him. Maybe some people don't want to see it. I don't know, but I think there is a lot that they could be doing with Brock to really help elevate some, bigger stars. Jacob Fatu and Brock is something I would love to see. Will KO get involved with Reed being in? Very good point. Very well could happen. Interesting story going on with KO and Cody Rhodes again. They're going to continuing on with this stuff with KO now and Cody Rhodes. But interesting thing about Cody Rhodes is this is the third PLE in a row. They said that Cody Rhodes does not have a match on it, which is very interesting. So they really couldn't find a way, I guess, to put him on. Maybe they'll build something up during the show, but not another PLE without a match for Cody Rhodes. This is the third one, I guess. in recent times, maybe third in a row. So the Bloodline storyline is boring. It's definitely getting there, Sean. It's coming to an end here very soon in the end, I think. So I think at the end of WrestleMania is when they'll finally be able to kind of put a nail in this and see where they go from there. AEW and WWE is the same thing with WWE and WCW trading people. Okay, we already did that one. Sorry. Fellow Aussie Bronson Reed. Yes, he is a fellow Aussie. WWE owns professional wrestling. There's no competition for them. They are so far ahead of anyone else nowadays. Absolutely. Jason says Cody has been a waste of time. Yeah. What do you guys think of his run as the world champion? Has it been as lackluster for you as it has been for me? No disrespect to Cody. He does a great job in merchandise and, is a great advocate for the company and great person to kind of get behind. But his run as the world champion has been extremely flat and blah to me from what I've seen. What do you guys think, though? Tell me your opinions. KO versus Cody will be the main event on December 14th. All right. So is it like a SmackDown for that, Brandon? Or is that, because they're not doing any PLEs in December, I don't think. Fill me in on that. Surprised they put Cody versus KO on the next Saturday night's main event. Okay. So that's what it must be. Saturday night's main event then. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised on that too. So that must be the December 14th one that Brandon was talking about. It's been a giant wet fart. Jason, you always got the great one-liners, bro. Vince McMahon is getting closer to starting a new promotion. Lord, let's hope not. There was something going on with the prosecutor in the Vince McMahon case. I didn't get a chance to read it yet, so I'm not going to discuss it unless I know anything about it. But I guess there was something with maybe the prosecutor in his case for that Janelle Evans stuff quitting. We'll see where it goes. I don't know. I haven't had time today to read up on it or anything, but I did see a headline come out about it. I think it was like last night or early this morning. Rewind says, no, I like Cody. I thought he was head and shoulders above Gunther with promos and everything. Interesting. What have you liked about his run the most, Rewind? What is something you really liked the most? Brandon says, yep, that's the one. All right. Yeah, no credible challengers. That's what kind of one of the problems that I've seen, Joe. I really want to see him and Orton together. I really do. I want to see him versus Orton. That's one of the ones that I really want to see, but I think they're kind of saving that for down the road a little bit. Orton's so damn good in everything that he does. So that's it for Modern Topics though for this week, guys, because I want to get into the watch along that we're going to do. We're going to do WCW WrestleWar 92. It's going to be the main event only. It's going to be the Wargames match. So if you want to find it, it's on Peacock. Just look up WrestleWar 92. I think it's the only one that's under WrestleWar, if I remember correctly. The timestamp I'm going to start at is 2 hours, 8 minutes, 51 seconds for it. So this match right here is the Dangerous Alliance versus Sting's Squadron. So let me put the graphic up here so you can see just the list of competitors in this match. This match literally does not have a bad worker in this. So we got on Sting's Squadron, we got the Natural Dustin Rhodes, we got Nikita Koloff, we got Sting, of course, leading the charge. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and one of my favorite workers to watch, Barry Windham. Love watching Barry Windham matches. Probably one of the most naturally talented performers ever. But look at the list of people on there. And to me, all 5 of those guys are Hall of Famers. I think Nikita Koloff is a Hall of Famer too. He's a Hall of Fame human being, but phenomenal performer, had an amazing run when he did, and definitely was somebody that was always kind of in that world title contention. And I love this whole build up with him and Sting and that big moment they have in this match where they finally unite. But do you see a bad worker? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham, Sting, Nikita Koloff, 5 stars right there. Then you go down to the Dangerous Alliance, which was one of the hottest factions in professional wrestling in the early 90s. And it was, of course, led by Paul E. Dangerously, Paul Heyman. Captain of this, Ravishing Rick Rude, the one and only enforcer, AA Arn Anderson. This young up-and-comer by the name of Stunning Steve Austin. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him. The living legend, Larry Zbyszko, and one of the greatest tag team workers of all time, beautiful Bobby Eaton in this match. There's not a bad competitor in this, guys. Like, this match isn't the longest War Games you're ever going to go through, but by God, it's one of the most fun ones that I've seen, especially from this time frame. I absolutely love the energy of this match. I love the buildup of this. And the Dangerous Alliance was just such a fantastic heel faction for so long in WCW for many years. They get forgotten often to me, but All right, going back here, Rewind says, I think Cody's a good stick man. I agree with that, Rewind. I think he is a good stick man, too. Sean's going with WrestleMania 41 main event, Vince versus Linda. The winner gets custody of Rewind. Wow. Rewind's definitely going to be pulling for Linda on that, Sean. He'll be part of Linda's posse any day. She doesn't have to even convince him. He's on that one right there. Larry Zbyszko wasn't very good. I like Zbyszko, man. He had a great run in parts of his career, Joey. He had some great stuff later on, even in the later part of WCW with Scott Hall. His work in the AWA. I mean, he was a Bruno Sammartino guy and got trained by him. Larry's very underrated, in my opinion. Really good worker. Long Hall of Fame speech, of course. Awfully boring. Had a great career, though. But I respect that not everybody, likes every single person. So I just thought he was a really good worker, too. Wasn't my favorite character, but a great worker. 8 total Hall of Famers out of 10 there. Yeah, pretty crazy stat, Sean. Wyndham's probably the weakest link, Jason says. Maybe in regards to his character, but probably one of the best, if not the best worker in there on a natural basis. This guy could go in the ring. Him and Steamboat, probably the 2 best workers in there to me. But hard call on that too, because at different points of their career, you can make a case for a lot of these guys as some of the best workers for their teams. Let's see. Linda is my dream girl. She's a straight dime piece. Jesus, Rewind. I know how much you love her. And she's been elected to the I think the head of the Department of Education now, Rewind. So she's going to be making sure our youth are fully educated and taken care of. Derek says Wargames 92, arguably the best Wargames match ever. Yeah, it's really damn good. I think you guys will enjoy it if you watch with it. I can't put it on the screen. I'm going to put the volume on lately in the background. And if you want to come on with us, you guys are more than welcome to. You can come on and join us to do a watch party. I'll put the link up in just a second. Just got to hide the video here. I can't have it on. I'm just going to keep it on really, really lightly. But if you want to come on and watch with us, you're more than welcome to. I'll put the link right out in the chat and give everybody a couple minutes to load it in. Rewind says, Linda's a beautiful, smart, and funny woman, and now she's giving back to the community. What a gal. Where was the 92 pay-per-view? Oh, geez, where was this? I think this might have been Baltimore, but I could be wrong on that, Jason. Let me check really fast. Let's see where it was located while I load this up. Jacksonville Memorial. So Jacksonville, Florida is where this took place in. Jason, Jacksonville, Florida, where this WrestleWar took place. All right, I'm going to bring a couple people on. Jude, what's going on, buddy? How's it going, man? Good to see you. Traveling home from out of town of work, we'll hop on and join us and just listen with us, man. We're going to be doing some WrestleWar 92, the Wargames match component of it. All right, let me bring on a couple people here first. You can stay on, you guys, for as long as you want. You can hop off if you want to hop off at any point in time. You can stay on for the entire watch party if you want, or you can just listen to it. Like I said, I'm going to keep it really faint in the background, so you're kind of responsible for watching it on your own stuff. Just please make sure that you got some good audio at least, and that the background noise from the show, if you listen to it, just doesn't pick up on it. I'd appreciate that. So, because I'm going to try to put the audio on here light. Once again, if you want to find it, I'll give it to everybody again. Peacock, go the easiest way to do it if you have Peacock. WrestleWar 92, timestamp 20851 is the timestamp. And I can say it again if you guys need it later. But Jeremy, how are you tonight, my friend?
What's going on, brother?
Can you hear me good on your new earpiece?
Yeah, I had to take them off. The batteries went dead.
Oh boy, you got to charge them up. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jeremy. Let me bring a couple more on here. Of course, our great friend here with his chalkboard extraordinaire, the one, the only, Mr. Rewind. Rewind, how are you today? Happy Thanksgiving to you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. I'm good. Working a lot this week. Worked a lot last week, but I'm doing good besides that.
Good. I'm glad to see you here tonight. Are you ready for some Wargames 92? Have you ever seen this match, sir?
I have not.
Are you going to watch with us?
Yeah, I am. I am going to.
Oh, you're going to love it then, man. I know you're an old school guy too, man. You like the hardcore with Taz, the king of hardcore. This match has everything. It has the emotion. It has the fun of it. It has just a ton of good shit with this. So I'm glad this will be your first time checking it out with us, my friend.
Nice. Yeah, me too. Yeah,
absolutely. Joey, what's going on, Joey? How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, my friend. Are you ready for Thanksgiving and some hash brown casserole?
I am. I'm trying to get my Peacock to work. I guess me saying that Sting's been phoning it in since Starrcade '97 and saying that Larry Zbyszko sucks.
They're banning you.
Yeah, it's not letting me get on to watch it. So,
Damn. All right.
Well, I'm trying. So
no worries, man. I hope you can. I hope you can watch it. And once again, when we're going through it, if you guys have to pop out for a second at any point, feel free. For anybody that's listening, if you want to watch along with us and you need a timestamp, just ask me for a timestamp and I'll give you what it is. I wish I could play it on here, but they would absolutely take it down in about 10 seconds. So that's the only reason why I kind of keep the volume on really low in the back, because you're allowed to do that because it's transformative content. We're protected by that, but I can't put the video up or those fools over at the WWE will flag us in about 10 seconds. It'll happen. So Linda is now part of the new cabinet for President Trump. She is a wonderful choice, I think, too.
Yeah, she's easy on the eyes, too. Easy on the eyes, smart, educated, funny. Who wouldn't?
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. She's an angel, a scholar, and a saint all rolled into one. Rewind, there is good luck for you, though. I wanted to talk to you about this tonight, okay? So good luck here for you is that rumor has it she is separated now from Vince and maybe heading down the divorce path, my friend.
Nice.
There's a shot for you, bro.
There's always a shot for me. Maybe I slip into her DMs. We'll see what happens, see how's going.
Dude, Linda's been paying hot attention now. Rumor has it that she's got some educational reforms that she feels are needed in Oregon. So she's going to have to spend a lot of time out near the Portland area. So I think she might be coming your way here very soon.
I hope so. I hope so.
If Miss Linda McMahon, the new head of, I believe it's the Department of Education is her new title. If she is listening to the show, which I guarantee you she is probably not, but you never know.
You never know.
Our good friend Jason over here in Portland would love to take you out on the town. He will wine, he will dine you, and he will even show you the punishment bowl.
Remember, she might be a little kinky. She's been with Vince for a long time. Vince
Bro, he's a kink pot from what we heard, man. The shit he's doing. So who knows? Linda might have taught him some of this.
Yeah.
She's a tomcat, man.
She's
on the market, though, bro, for you.
What?
She's on the market.
She's on the
Where
market.
is Richie, Jason? Richie's been going. He's had a lot of family stuff that he's been dealing with, Jason. I don't want to talk anything about his personal business on here, but he has had some family stuff and things that he's had to take care of. So he's just been just kind of working through that and stuff, and he'll be back real soon. It's just he's just say a special prayer for him. He's just going through some tough times right now and some things, nothing that he can't handle, but he'll be back real soon, and we're sending all of our love for him, man. He's just had some family stuff he's been taking care of. So I've been trying to keep this going for a few weeks as a solo act, and I don't feel I'm as good as a solo act as I am with everybody, but I feed off of all you guys coming on. So he'll be back soon, though, bro. He's just going through some tough times right now. He's just trying to get through. So he will, though. We'll lift him up in our love and prayers, right?
Yeah, so, you do some Joey style practice on your own, it all works out. Yeah.
Hey, man, I went back, rewind, Joey, Jeremy on here, everybody. I went back and I've been practicing up on this, and I've been listening to some old ECW stuff with Joey. I've tried to create my own one-liners that I'm going to try to incorporate tonight. So I tested them out last night on a few people, and they thought they were good ones. So if I can squeeze them in here at some point tonight, hopefully I'll make Joey Styles proud.
You're going to make me proud no matter what. So
boom, there we go. Got plenty of baby oil for Linda Rewind.
No, that's Diddy.
He don't need that shit. Jason.
I don't need that. Got these hands, little spit. We'll be all good.
Do I have any leftover Thanksgiving cupcakes? My God, if you want to come and get some leftovers this week, Lawrence, we'll have plenty at the house. That's a guarantee. So that's a guarantee. Let me ask before we get started on the show here. So this will air in the radio a couple days after, but I want to hear you guys' Thanksgiving plans. Who's on with us before we get into this match? I'll go to Joey first. Joey, what's your Thanksgiving plans this year, man?
I have to work tomorrow, but then I am off Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday I'm working. Then I'm going to watch Survivor Series, but that is about it. Man. Going to the in-laws' house on Thursday, and that's about it.
Are you going live to Survivor Series?
No, I'm
just watching it.
Yeah, I'm just watching it. I thought about going to Dynamite tomorrow, but no, I'm not going to that. I can spend $20 on something better. So.
Yeah, pretty much. I think you might get a free ticket too if you wait for the right time. They'll probably be doing buy one get ones. They're giving away free tickets to fill the arenas. So
yeah, I probably could. So, but no, it's just I live in Chicago, but even if I left at 3 o'clock from work, I'd still be late for it because it just
Yeah.
takes forever to get anywhere around here. So
Yeah.
but
Well, at least you get a chance to check it out, man. It's nice to get to spend some time with the family for a couple of days and get a couple of days off too. So hopefully you eat lots of good stuff and they make plenty of good hash brown casserole. Jeremy, what about you? What are you doing for Thanksgiving this year, my friend?
Man, I got 2 dinners to go to. I got my dad's around noon, and then go to my wife's family's around 5, 6 o'clock. Friday night, I'm watching my Georgia Bulldogs play Georgia Tech. Saturday, I'm watching Wargames, and then Sunday, I'm taking my boys to the theme park, Dollywood, and see some Christmas lights and ride some rides.
Damn, that'll be fun, bro.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Nice. Very good. I hope you enjoy your time. That sounds like a lot of fun. You'll be in a food coma by Thursday night, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
So nothing wrong with that. What about you, Jason? What are you up to on that night, my friend?
I am working. Garbage never stops. We work every holiday except Christmas and New Year's.
Really?
Yeah, never stops, dude.
Wow.
To be time and a half, and then Saturday will be all double time. I'm doing about 60, 65 hours this week.
Cash that money in, bro, in that overtime.
that
I'm
cash,
jumping
dude.
on that too.
That cash. I might Friday when I get off Friday swing by my mom's, get some leftovers. We'll see what happens.
You a big Thanksgiving fan?
It's hit and miss. I haven't had like a real Thanksgiving in like 10 years or 11 years since I've been in the garbage industry, so it's hit and miss. I do like some stuffing though, you know, sweet potato pie, stuff like that.
I
Turkey.
heard Linda makes some really good sweet potato pie.
I bet she does. My family, we always did ham. We're not big turkey people.
Oh, okay.
We always did ham, yeah.
See, I'm not a big ham fan. I love pork. I'll eat a ham sandwich and stuff and everything. I'm not a big ham guy, you know. Not huge on it, at least. I'm more of a turkey guy, you know. I like a white meat type. Chicken, turkey, love them, man.
I eat a lot of chicken, but yeah, chicken, ham, you know.
Mm-hmm.
His own.
Jeremy was telling me earlier his family makes they make duck too for it. I'm not a duck guy though.
I don't think I've ever had duck.
It's very
That's
greasy to
delicious,
me.
dude.
Yeah, very greasy. But me and him were talking about a couple different ways to cook it, which I could see probably being pretty good. Sean says, family, food, football, and flatulence. Those that break bread together break wind together. That is a good point about Thanksgiving. Lots of flatulence, lots of stuff, man. So lots of flatulence, lots of stuff. Brandon says, I think Foley and Funk is better hardcore king than Taz. What do you say to that, Jason?
Taz was a straight killer. I mean, he wasn't really hardcore, but he was. Like, he was like the first shoot fighter style MMA. They're two different categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Foley and Terry Funk were just hardcore guys, right? They're like Sandman, stuff like that. Taz would be like a Brock Lesnar, someone along those lines. It's just a straight killer.
Man, Jason, we're going to have you pick a topic, your favorite Taz matches one week.
Heatweight 98, the rematch with Bam Bam.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to do that really soon. We'll have to do that.
Love
All right,
that.
everybody, let's get into some WrestleWar tonight. So once again, WrestleWar 92 is the title that we're doing here tonight. This is the show. It's on Peacock if you want to watch it. If you want to find it somewhere else, you're more than welcome to. Timestamp 208:51, and it's once again going to be Sting Squadron versus the Dangerous Alliance. So we have a young Eric Bischoff here and Tony Schiavone on commentary, which is awesome to see. So let's get on into it, everybody. Like I said, I'll keep the audio very, very lightly in the background, just for that reason, for copyright stuff. I'll keep it low in the background. No video will be shown, so you got to watch it on your own there. So we'll check that out. If you can hear it a little bit, great. If not, don't worry, check it out on your own and we'll talk through it. So if you want to watch along with us, we're going to go in, let's say 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's watch WrestleWar 92. The voice of Gary Michael Capetta, folks. Who's a Gary Michael Capetta fan here?
I don't know who that is, dude.
Rewind, you don't know who it is. Joey, do you know who he is?
Yeah, I thought he was great. I liked
Awesome
him a lot.
voice.
I liked him a lot better than
Penzer?
yeah, Penzer. God, I hated Penzer.
No.
Yeah.
But let me know
Jeremy,
when you got the cage
WCW
coming
guy,
down.
you love him, right?
Yeah, let me know when you got a video of the cage coming down.
All right, let's see.
I was 3 when this aired. It was half 3 years old.
Yeah, you definitely don't remember this. Like, look at the fireworks going off here. Cages, the fireworks are going off right now here, folks, and they're getting ready to lower the big cage down. Funny known fact is they did a cage match with Muda and Sting. I think it might have been a tag match. I think it might have been, Jeremy, you know this one. I think we talked about this before. I think it was Halloween Havoc 89. And they literally set the stuff on fire in the stage, lowering it. So
Yeah, the top of the cage was electrocution.
yeah,
It was Sting and Flair against Muda and Funk.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was Halloween Havoc 89, wasn't it, Jeremy?
Yes.
Yeah. Jimmy
And this
Snuka was the killer also that he was. Mute
Yeah, he was
Bischoff.
straight killer, yeah.
Buffer was better. Brandon agrees with you. He was a great ring guy for sure.
Buffer was great, dude.
Who was the ring announcer for Hogan and Sting at Starrcade? Michael Buffer.
Buffer, yeah.
Yeah, Michael Buffer is what you're talking about. Michael Buffer. Let's get ready to rumble guy. All right, so here's the War Games rules, everybody. 7 periods in War Games. First period's 5 minutes. All other periods are 2 minutes. So you can only win by submission here as well. So after the second 2-on-1 period ends, the other team sends the second man, making War Games 2-on-2 and so on and so forth. So you can only submit in these old War Games too to win.
Yeah, that's
so
the only thing I hate about the WWE version. They have pinfalls.
War Games is submission
was so
only.
much better.
Yeah, that was the whole fun of it, was that it was submission only. So after the third period, the team which won the coin toss sends its third man. I think they made it a little bit too confusing here to me. Too many rules.
Yeah, there's a lot of fucking rules, dude.
Teams alternate during, yes.
There's 7 rules.
And it's funny because the match beyond the War Games here is definitely not as long as, it almost feels like them reading the rules is as long as the match.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
This is the second time too that Sting got blood in WCW.
Oh, when he got color?
Yeah.
When was the first time?
Was earlier that year when on Super Brawl when Nikita Koloff hit him with the chain.
Yeah,
when
you're
he was
right. I love Nikita Koloff too. I'm going to say that. I had the pleasure of interviewing Nikita a few years ago, and he is such a good dude, man, just in general as a human being, and just such an awesome guy in general. And when you hear his story about when he walked away from professional wrestling to care for his wife and how they tried to get him to come back, offered him more money when she was dying, and said, come back, give you the belt. And Nikita didn't care about that. He cared about his wife and his family, and he walked away from the business, basically. I respect that.
Yeah, same here.
That's what made the storyline so good, because you had the what if Sting could trust him, because earlier that year he was Sting's biggest rival.
Yeah, Sean, I feel like it deflates it too. Like too long of rules and that explanation, it deflates the crowd a little bit for an exciting moment. You know, give them a quick, rundown of the rules. I get it, but 7 friggin' long, confusing rules for it. Man, submission, alternate it, bring them in, however long the periods are, and that's that. And oh my God, Medusa is looking hot. Wow.
Very, very nice.
Lazo, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, my friend. Great to see you, as always, my friend.
I'm a few seconds
You
ahead of
just
y'all.
mentioned Medusa. I remember on that show, I think there's a nice spot where she climbs the cage.
She does. This is the one where she climbs the cage, Lazo. The best is when she climbs the cage, and how she gets down and why she gets down in this is the best part. Because Sting asserts his dominance here, and I'll just say that it's a tremendous moment.
This was this Sting concept with the green and black is probably my favorite paint scheme of his.
Oh, I love it, dude. I love this team right here. Ricky Steamboat all banged up, natural young Dustin Rhodes, Barry Windham, the powerhouse Nikita Koloff, and the man who is the franchise of WCW, the one and only Stinger. Gotta love it. Does he get in there first too? Is he? No, he's not the first one in, I don't think.
No, it's Dustin Rhodes is the first one in.
Yeah, Dustin steals the show in this one too, folks. Let me tell you this right now. If you're a fan of the Rhodes family, or even if you're not, and you've never seen a young Dustin Rhodes is the star of this match right here. Would you agree with that, Jeremy?
Dustin became a man.
Oh, he became a man. He gets so much color here, it's not even funny.
Sort of a family tradition when you sling.
Yep. He is a bruiser. Wyndham is tremendous in this match too, man. All of these guys are. Ravishing Rick Rude. How could I leave him out on the Dangerous Alliance? This guy is my all-time favorite heel, Ravishing Rick Rude. He could generate heat anywhere. Nikita Koloff and Ivan were a great tag team. Is he drawing up the battle plans there, guys?
You gotta love Paul Heyman, dude.
And, you know, this was the first time that Arn Anderson was in the War Games and he didn't start the match.
Really?
Yeah. Every Dusty Rhodes even said in their Hall of Fame that he started the War Games more than anybody in history.
Yep. Isn't it weird to see Steve Austin young, full of his long, blonde hair here?
Yeah.
No, it's Wyndham first.
Wyndham and Austin.
Yeah, Wyndham kicked this off.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I know they had a feud going back at this time, like Wyndham and Austin did. So I think that's what made this match great, was everybody had a beef with somebody in this.
Somewhere at some point in time, they had an issue, right?
Yeah.
Yep. You went back and watched the part of the show too, Joe. Is that what you I think you said that last week or the week before. That you
Yeah,
went back and
I watched the lead up to it. I watched like Halloween Havoc '91, where Arn Anderson and Zbyszko broke Wyndham's hand.
Yep.
I watched the Clash of Champions, where Rude won the U.S. title, where Rick Steamboat debuted. And a few days later, they had the they had the forming of the Dangerous Alliance, where everyone showed up. I remember when I was a kid, I watched it on a TV at Walmart when they first debuted the Dangerous Alliance, and the whole time, like, Bobby Eaton was a face, and then he comes out, it's like, wait, what? When did he turn heel? So it was just like a shot out of left field when that happened. So.
People forget with Bobby Eaton how big of a role he had in wrestling with the Midnight Express for so many years. The feuds with Rock and Rollers and him with Jim Cornette, of course. Bobby Eaton was a big player in professional wrestling for many, many years. And oh my God, when I see Medusa again, she is so fucking hot here, guys.
Yeah, she's a good dime piece, dude. She almost put Linda to shame. Almost put Linda to shame, dude.
Yeah. Oh, you said it. You took it back and you said almost after.
Oh, I said almost there.
You caught it.
And this is before she got into actually being a wrestler.
Brandon, he was a Four Horseman, I believe, before War Games '92. So, isn't it?
When Medusa climbed the cage, if you're on a knee for, I'd swear it's a sunset.
Yeah. When was Wyndham Horseman? It was before this, right, guys? Who know?
Yeah.
It was in 87 to 91. So
yeah, he was a pretty long-term member of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he joined him in
91
88.
War Games.
Yeah. He joined him in 88.
Last matches
turned on
was
Luger.
in 91 War Games.
And it set up the match with him and Luger, the 91 Bash, if I remember correctly. And that's when Luger got the victory over him to win the title. Yeah, before this, Wyndham's the champ.
Yeah. I told
in 91, in 88, he turned on Luger. Then they feuded over the U.S. title. He left, went to WWF, came back in 1990, rejoined the Horsemen. And then in 91, it was supposed to be Flair and Luger at the Bash, but then that's when Flair left and took the belt with him. He said, well,
with the contract dispute, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Look at Austin swinging on the cage like that off the top. Look at that.
Do you guys like the cage being so low, or would you want it higher?
I like it lower. That's just me. I like it like this. I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I like it lower because it comes across as more aggressive, like they're trying to do each other.
Right there. Remember, guys, when Pillman got when Sid Vicious knocked him unconscious, powerbombed him off the top, and he did it to him twice.
Yeah.
So, I wish they would take the top off the cage, because the reason they do it is so somebody can do some stupid, idiotic, acrobatic move from the top of it, where they're almost going to kill themselves at some point doing it. I'd rather see this.
There's one part in this one. Rewind. I know he hasn't seen this, but there's a part where they zoom in on Barry Windham in the corner, and he's bleeding, and his eyes are on the back of his head, and for a second you see Bray Wyatt's face. It's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that about him, that he's his uncle. So Barry's blood was running through him too. You can see some similarities between them for sure.
Oh yeah.
I see a little bit more in Bo though.
Yeah.
All right, we got 1 minute till the next guy comes in. I wonder who it's going to be. Is it going to be the heel or the baby faces with the advantage here, guys? What do you think? It almost never happens, but they did it again this year. 2 years in a row that one of the babyface teams got the advantage, actually.
You gotta love Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary.
I know. I forget to mention that, too. Ew! Oh!
You're not
He's
a biter?
biting the bloody forehead of him.
You're not into blood play, John?
No. That's not in my punishment bowl.
Yeah.
That's not in my sex bowl. No blood play.
No blood play for you, huh?
No. I'm all into the fun stuff, but not that one.
They
passing
do
on
that
that.
They do that same move in today's wrestling. You don't see an ounce of blood.
Yeah. They make you think it at least a little bit, somewhat, though. Here it was real freaking blood that he was doing. They weren't thinking about AIDS or hepatitis or any other thing, you know?
You think they were tested back then?
What was that?
You think they were tested back then? Now
I don't
They
think
would have
so.
had to for this match.
I don't think so, though, guys, to be honest with you. The AIDS epidemic kicked really off in the late 80s, and then in the early 90s, it started to really take effect. And it was so unknown,
Mine
and it was
froze up.
so
I'm just not
expensive
getting where he
probably at the
beat
time
him.
to do testing for it, that if there wasn't regulations put on them, I can't see them doing it. Dude, you
wrestling
hit
wasn't,
Rude in the stomach. It's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I'm just not getting to where he got bit. My TV froze up.
Talking
We're
about
at
that,
timestamp is
Paul Heyman
221,
look
Jeremy.
doesn't Paul Heyman look a lot like Tom Hanks when he's younger?
When he's got the little bit of hair?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Because Tom Hanks was in that film Philadelphia, wasn't
He was in 93, I think that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that came out in 93.
he? I heard
It
of
was
it.
a
but I
very
hardly-
controversial movie when it came out, Lawrence, for people, because people were so scared of the AIDS epidemic, of course.
What movie?
Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, with Tom Hanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think Denzel's his lawyer in that, right?
Yeah, that's his first serious movie, wasn't it?
One of them, yeah. I think it was his first real serious one, and I believe he won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a movie.
My favorite two films are Here's a Dragnet and Turner and Hooch.
Oh, Turner and Hooch is a great movie with him. Good pick. Boy,
Mine was
Wyndham
always
is getting the
Bachelor
shit
Party.
beat out of him here, guys.
Yeah, he's getting tag team.
My favorite Tom Hanks movie was probably Bachelor Party.
Oh, early 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yes. God, I haven't seen that in ages.
Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, great movie. That always makes me cry. Especially the ending. What a movie.
Yeah, it was sad. Yeah.
Yeah. When he's
The damn
shaking and he finally stops shaking because he dies. Oh, breaks my heart. Steamboat's coming in. All right.
The Dan Brown films are pretty good with him.
Yeah, Tom Hanks is in some tremendous movies. Look at Steamboat cleaning house here.
And Road to, what is it? Road to
Perdition.
Yeah, that's it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, very good movie. A little dark, but very good. Look at Steamboat, man. He is on fire. He is cleaning house. Austin, Rude, they're all going down to him. Is there many white meat baby faces to you guys when you watch a Ricky Steamboat that are as good as a Ricky Steamboat that you just can you can't help but cheer for this guy?
Probably Sting comes closest that I can think of.
Yeah.
Not quite. Like Ricky Steamboat's pretty much it.
Never went heel, man. One of the few guys that never ever went heel. Would have never worked for him.
No.
Do you think Cena should go heel before he leaves?
Nah. They waited so long. Rewind. I wouldn't do it at the end.
I think they should have back like 10 years ago.
Would have been great for him, I think.
But,
I think he was a better heel back when he was like the prototype in OVW. And I always felt like in WWE he wasn't as good. That's just me.
I liked the Thugonomics gimmick that he did. I thought it was pretty funny, but it was like one of those things where it was meant to be a heel, and it was so funny it turned into being him being a babyface. And then when they shoved him down everybody's throat as the the guy that all the kids go to and the Never Give Up, that's when everybody turned on him that were adults.
He was pretty much the pro wrestling Marky Mark where he becomes serious. But he's John Wahlberg.
Yeah. Oh shit! Hold on. Let's see who we getting next here. I think we're getting maybe Zbyszko here. Yeah, Paul's hyping up Zbyszko on the side, so it looks like Zbyszko's coming in next. No, maybe Double A.
It looks like it's gonna be Double A. Yeah.
Arn Anderson has looked the same age since that he does
My
now.
whole fucking life.
His whole life in 1992. Is there any difference? Maybe he's got a couple more pounds on him right now.
That Georgia DNA, brother.
I love
The
Double
past
A.
35
too.
years, he's looked exactly the same age.
Yep. You gotta. He's looked 50 years old since he's been 22.
Yeah, 22 going on 55.
Never changed. At least he's got the fountain of elderly that's kept with him his whole life and never changed.
Must be
What
the
a worker.
moisturizer he uses.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's got some great
Baptized.
moisturizer. I'm sure
You gotta get
they're
baptized
he's
in the
talking
right
it
creek
somewhere
right
in his
here.
podcast. Austin and Wyndham are in the second ring, beating the tar out of each other. They look like they're taking a little break, though, right now for a second and catching their win. Poor Steamboat's getting put in the Boston Crab by both Rude and Double A.
Did you see?
Stop that.
Did you see CM Punk's Instagram post? The Dangerous Alliance. It's all the young guys. It's him, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, all those guys. Sami Zayn. This young. They all look super young.
Oh, where they did where like Sammy had the mustache only or something on it.
And then CM Punk looked like Eminem.
Yep.
That was their cool little throwback.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I did. I think I saw that yesterday. It was definitely a cool throwback. Sami Zayn looks like a straight creeper in it.
Yeah.
Next
He looks
man
like
in.
a creeper. Anyway.
He does look like a creeper, anyways. I would agree. Next
He
man
should
in.
go
Who's
back
it going
to being
to
able to-
It's gonna be Dustin, the next
be?
one.
Yeah, Dustin's got to be coming in next, and he'll be
Sammy
bleeding
should
within
go.
about 10 seconds.
Sammy should go back to being what was his name? El Generico?
El Generico, yeah.
That way you don't have to see his face.
He'll hide it with the mask. God, that ring apron looks disgusting. I don't think they have to just worry about the blood coming out. I think with all the bacteria on that thing, they could get something worse. I don't think they were washing them too well. Yep, here comes Dustin. Boy, look how young he is here, huh guys?
Young, dude.
Such a good worker, Dustin Rhodes. Man,
Yeah, he's grossly underestimated.
shit, yeah, he is. That's why I said watch him. He becomes the star of this match. Could you guys have seen them making him a world champion?
They should have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. They should have.
He probably would have been like Ronnie Garvin, but a bit more charismatic. And if they set him up right, he probably would have done well with it.
Okay. What do you think, Joey?
I don't think so. I think just backstage, I don't think anyone would have bought it because of his dad. I mean,
Yeah.
Do you think he would have been a good transitional champ for a short period of time? That if they were looking to maybe to get the belt off somebody and do something kind of crazy, that maybe he could have been somebody? Or do you think he would have been the guy that would have benefited if they would have actually given him a run, like a longer one?
I think he would have been a transitional. I mean,
Yeah.
if anything. I mean,
Look at Barry Windham putting Arn's head between the two rings right there and just lifting him up, and Arn selling that.
Mhm.
Oh
I
God!
think his best opportunity has been to be world
That's
champion.
running as like a transitional, and then like they have done with some, and then see if he can get momentum, and then give him the title for longer run.
Yeah. Let me get to a couple of comments here in the chat, guys. ECW is representing this match. That they were, Sean. They for sure. No doubt about that. A lot of former world champions in this match. You got that right. Brandon says this is the real War Games back then, and now we got the fake War Games with WWE. I love this War Games too, Brandon, like we were talking about a few minutes ago. Total of 10 Hall of Famers in this match. Should be 10 for sure. I think we got 8 that are already in, but definitely should be 10. Yeah, Arn does have the problems, has had them. That's why he had to retire, of course, Brandon, for sure. Only one southpaw in this match. Yep. Rand, what's going on, my friend? How's it going, Rand? Next coming in is Mr. Zabisco. Dustin's going right after him.
WWE annoy me when they do the like old gimmicks, like have NXT Halloween Havoc when everyone knows that's WCW.
Here goes Medusa to the top here, guys. She's got the cell phone in her hand. She's going to try to drop that big brick in. Look at it. Good loophole, huh?
Yeah.
Look at Sting climbing up on the other side. He says, "Get your ass down." She's like, "I'm not getting down." I think when he flexes at her is when she decides to run away. Yep. She's running. Jim Ross on commentary here is fantastic.
He's the GOAT, dude. Like,
Yeah.
JR is the best.
Him and Jesse were really good together, I think.
Him,
In my opinion.
best.
I liked him. I know he said, and Jim takes full responsibility for this, that he says he was not very nice to Jesse because he was very angry and jealous that he made more money than him at this time. And he heard what they brought him in for, and he was doing all this backstage stuff too and all this extra work. And Jesse was making a ton of money, and he thinks that he could have done much better with him if he would have put a better effort in. And I respect Jim Ross for admitting that. You know, it takes a real man to admit when you make a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Medusa and Paul Heyman in this, yeah. You forget about them on the outside too, Sean. Good point. Yeah, the Dangerous Alliance, the great faction. You know, they had a good run too. They were the biggest part of WCW in that early part of the '90s here for a couple years. And then it kind of wore its welcome out a little bit.
I've got 2 trivia things regarding Medusa. One, her name Medusa stands for Made in USA.
Okay.
The other is she was born in Italy.
Was she a military brat?
I read the other day she was the original Click chick before Sunny.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently she hooked with Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. We're getting a little dirt here we're hearing about some dime pieces. Look at Sting military pressing Rude here. Jesus. Was Sting strong or what here, boys?
Mm-hmm.
I could imagine Medusa on the bloody handlebars of a Harley with Kevin Nash. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Medusa is I know she's married to a retired military guy too. She was used to that second part of her life where she married this gentleman who was in the Air Force.
He's all tied up now, isn't she?
I think he has the same last name as me, the guy she married, Johnson or something.
I love to see them go into that next phase of their life when you kind of see people settle down and kind of step away from it a little bit though. But she had a great career even afterwards with the monster truck stuff, and I think she created an even better brand for herself. She had said that she never made in the wrestling business ever in any point of her long career. She never made more than $100,000 a year. She never made 6 figures in a year, which I find is crazy.
Especially back then.
I got a cameo done by Medusa a while ago, and she seemed really nice and was quite creative. So I asked her advice on like the wrestling business creativity stuff, and she had some really good outlook on it. So if you reckon it should be like Yellowstone or Sons of Anarchy, where it's episodic.
Look at Wyndham, man. Wyndham is bleeding bad too. He is completely fucking covered in blood in his hair.
What I found crazy about this whole storyline and match is the Dangerous Alliance was formed together to take down Sting as an individual, and then not even a year later, you have someone like Vader come in and give Sting the biggest beatdown he ever got in his entire life, as far as wrestling.
With Vader?
I mean, Vader was the only one that ever like dominate
Jesus,
Sting.
man! Look, I'm sorry to interrupt, Jeremy. Look at the blood coming out of Austin, coming out of fucking Dustin too.
Look at the fucking mask; it's covered in blood, dude.
Every one of them that's been in there. Arn is covered in blood. Steamboat is gig too. Barry's all covered in blood. Eaton not yet because he just got in the ring. He's the last guy coming in.
This is Bill Watts' WCW, right?
Yeah.
He was running the show.
Yeah, and you know what the crazy part is? The guy was thinking about, or he was calling the disqualifications for over the top rope stuff, and then he put something like this on. It's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
He's trying to make the product a little bit more sensitive and stuff and old school, and you just do a complete bloodbath like this.
Once in a while, can't hurt, right?
This is where blood fits in wrestling to me, guys. And you guys tell me if you disagree with this. This is my opinion. It should be done on a basis like this, where it's like meant for it. Not on every freaking show where somebody's gigging themselves and bleeding and stuff. You see it here and you're like blown away by it because all these guys are just beating the shit out of each other and they're bleeding all over the place and it fits so well. But if you'd see it every week on TV, it wouldn't mean that much to you.
Yeah. Well, we got a glimpse of that at Bad Blood with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
Well, it seems like every CM Punk match he bleeds.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be done.
Like, I don't know. Like the Hell in Cell Drew McIntyre, I fast forward to that match because I know he's just going to bleed. It's the same shit over and over. I don't know.
Nobody wants to see that on a repetitive basis. I mean, maybe a few people do, but most people don't want it. Make it special. This is a great moment coming up here in just a second. This is Nikita Koloff finally coming into the cage. Is he gonna align with his bitter rival Sting, the man he's been fighting with for years, or is he gonna turn his back on him? What's it gonna be? That was kind of the thing they were playing up with this because they had a hell of a feud. Now Nikita's in the ring. He goes right after Arn for a second. Shatawata. Chucks Arn against the cage. Sees Sting down. I love this moment coming up. Sticks his hand out. Lifts him up.
What I was saying though, like Vader was the first person that I ever seen like just dominate Sting in a match.
Destroyed him too.
And it was that world title match too.
Yep. Nikita pushes Sting out of the way there to save his former enemy. Now they're both getting whipped into the ropes, and boom! Sting and Nikita take them both down.
I'm still upset we never got Rude versus Vader in '94.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was a great build-up. It had so much potential to it. I mean, I know with Hogan coming in, it probably would have gotten killed anyway, but
yeah.
It's still
he was too hurt at that point of his career, Joey. You know, I don't think it would have worked out too well for Rude. He was too banged up, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it had a lot of potential to it.
Yep.
Was he passed away in 98, 99?
I think it was right around there, maybe 2001. I could be wrong though, but let me look it up really fast. Let's see. I'm thinking 2001-ish, but I could be wrong. Let's see.
Here's a bit of trivia for you regarding
99.
Okay.
Good call. 99, you're right.
Yeah, 98. I thought it was 98, 99, somewhere around there.
Sting's sitting down on him right now with the Stinger, with the Scorpion Deathlock here. Beautiful Bobby saves him. The ropes have been taken out now.
Trying to fix it.
Watch how this falls together now, Rewind. Since you've never seen this match, this is with the rings coming. This is little details on how it makes it work for this match and how wrestling can work and how they do it correctly here. Jim Ross is even calling. He's got ring maintenance on his mind here. God, I love Jim.
I like Jim Ross, but nobody can call Wargames like Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty's your favorite on Wargames?
Yeah, like calling it because it was his match. He made it more believable.
He was great on calling it too. I love Jim though. Jim, I'm always partial to Jim. Jim calling it here is so good. He's got ring maintenance on his mind here, folks. What a line.
Here's a bit of trivia for you with Bill Watts when he was running WCW. You know how there was all like the arguments over like the top rope spots and all that. Apparently, WCW were restricting him so he couldn't do it properly. He was trying to make it where the spots count rather than just spots, and so that's why he brought him to get the score for top rope stuff instead of just jumping off the rope too much.
Dustin can barely jump off the top rope there, Lazo, because he's so tall trying to stand up with the top on the cage.
Dude, he's bloodied up too, dude.
Yeah. Dustin, like I said, he's been a workhorse in this match.
Yeah. His whole career was a workhorse, dude.
Yeah. Sting is looking a little tired here.
With Dustin looking a bit like Dennis Rodman trying to do a top rope spot.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be I probably want to get on the second rope for him at that. Bobby's pushing. He's going to hold up Sting here now with that big steel pipe from the end of the ropes that came off. Larry hits him in the arm. Oh, no. Sting nails Zbyszko, beats the shit out of him, and now he's going right for that arm. He's wrenching it.
So, Rewan, what do you think about this match?
It's all right.
Bam.
There's Bill Alfonso.
Look at Fonzie. Good
build-up.
He looks fucking healthy, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't look like all methed out there.
No.
And there's your winner of the War Games, Sting Squadron. Took him out. Bobby, beautiful Bobby had to tap.
See, these matches
at the end.
These matches always look good on TV, but with the cage and the submission rule, like I don't think I could watch it live because you wouldn't know how it would end.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard for the audience to see it here at this point in time too, and for the live crowd, it'd be one of the ones that's better to see. I think maybe from TV than live, right?
They don't have
Medusa
a
was a
jumbo
great
stream
hand in the
either.
AWA. She sure was, Sean. That's for sure. Dustin, I think, will get in the Hall of Fame one day, Rain. I think he'll eventually get there. 100%.
Isn't he going back to WWE? Isn't his time in AEW up now?
Rumor has it his contract's over, so we'll see.
Yeah, had to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Sean says AEW is going to do a same style of match soon, but it's called the Board Games. Now they're all having dissension.
I'm not sure if she's still doing it or not, but apparently with the Dewey Corgan NWA, Medusa had a little bit of input with their creators.
Yeah, wasn't she like a backstage agent or something over there?
Yeah, I think so. She helped with a little bit of creators.
I'm surprised that the NWA is kind of still going on. I know they're on the CW app or something now. I mean, I'm sure it's an okay show, but I don't know. They've never really taken off to me.
No, not
I think
really.
when they had the international title and the WCW title, Barry Windham came back as the Lone Wolf, and the Hollywood Blondes and everything. I think if they would have put Dustin in that feud right there with Barry Windham when Barry was the Lone Wolf, I think Dustin could have been world champion. He probably would have stayed in WCW.
When did him and Barry feud? Was it like 93-ish that they feuded?
92.
Yeah, right at the end they split
broke up at the end of
92.
Yeah, they lost the belts to Steamboat and Douglas. Yeah.
And then poor Barry got pulled over to he ended up signing with the WWE, and they put him as the stalker gimmick.
Yeah. That's how I know him. That's how
DDP's dad.
Yeah.
What bloody for what's his name? Steve Kern. They gave him
Skinner.
that Skinner character.
Yeah, Skinner, when he was the alligator man, and he'd walk around with the chew in his mouth and spit it everywhere.
But out of all the heels in that group, as far as their rest of their WCW run, I still like Steve Austin's better. I mean, the Hollywood Blondes is probably one of the most underrated teams ever in WCW.
I love the Hollywood Blondes; they were great.
Yeah.
I think they had a lot more. I think they had a lot more time left in them.
I do too.
But
I think politics ended up stopping that run. If they gave them a bit more time, they probably would have been like the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah, I think they were two guys that were thinking they knew that it was great for them to be paired up, but they both believed in themselves as individual talents, and I think that's probably why it didn't have that longer life expectancy from it. And they were just in a really turbulent time in WCW at that point in time, so I think that's probably why it might not have worked as well too. So Sean says NWA is no longer on the CW app due to NXT; it's on X or Twitter. Jeez, wow.
Right, yeah.
I know they were on YouTube and stopped doing YouTube, and the CW thing was like going to be a game changer for them. And then WWE swooped in and just gave them the old cock block and pushed them out the door there. So I would agree with the CW sticking with WWE over NWA.
You know what's crazy? JR is still in wrestling. Eric Bischoff is still doing podcasts about wrestling. Tony's still in wrestling. Paul Heyman's still in wrestling. This is 31 years ago.
Next week, I just saw the headline pop up, guys. Bischoff's actually going to be on NXT next week, too.
There you go, yeah.
And Jesse Ventura's coming back for Saturday Night Main Event.
Yep. Jesse Ventura's coming back.
Yeah. He did that Legends deal, yeah.
Pretty wild to see, that these guys still have this longevity and are still going. I mean, because you got to figure this was over 30 years ago at this point. So that's a pretty good job for them. I think they did well for themselves at that point, fellas,
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see them and all and stuff, but the problem with wrestling nowadays, though, and I mean, we're still relying on guys from 30 years ago. I mean, build some new people up.
Yeah.
How so? We have a bunch of new stars, a bunch of new announcers.
I mean, but still, the ratings are going down, the viewership's going down steadily. I mean, you can't deny that. And then, I mean, I understand bringing these guys back from 30 years ago. I mean, for a nostalgia pop, but I mean, come on. I mean,
but not to focus on them,
Yeah.
Bring them in like AEW did maybe with the Costco guys, where you're trying to get a pop somehow from somebody, get that from them, but you can't keep pushing them. But going to that point too, though, if the guys now are not as good as these guys they're bringing back in, or they're not generating enough, you got to understand why they're trying to make the money too. But there has been a lot of newer stuff. Look at Roman Reigns, for example. Cody Rhodes, they've become very mainstream people. So
on announcing Pat McAfee is one. I think he's awesome. Him and Michael Cole do a great job, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it's hard because you don't want to let go of the legends, the ones that paved the way. It's real. Like when I see JR on now, I'll give that as an example. I love to hear him call commentary just for the old time's sake, but I don't like to hear it in the same way because I don't want to hear Jim Ross not being as good as he once was. But
Exactly.
it's not my place to tell him no. So
But
you gotta, if you're gonna invest in somebody, you gotta work through the kinks with them. You gotta, no pun intended, rewind. You gotta work through those kinks with them, and you gotta let them fall a little bit too to learn how to get better. I mean, look at Roman Reigns. People nuclear level hatred of him, and not in a good way when he was a babyface. He makes a character change, and he's been the hottest act in wrestling for the last 5 years. 4 or 5 years. So they can do it. It's just nostalgia has its purpose, but not to be the future.
But let me ask you this though: if you had to choose who you taking, Corey Graves or Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee all day.
Pat all day.
Yeah.
Corey Graves.
You take Corey Graves, Liza?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Joey? Corey Graves or Pat McAfee?
I would take Pat McAfee. I like Pat McAfee. So,
yeah, I would too.
Corey
and
Graves
his star appeal is huge. So it's a win-win for them when he comes back too, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, EW has their War Games. It's called Blood and Guts. Yeah, I've seen it, Brandon. We've seen it before. They've had some decent ones, for the Blood and Guts stuff. They definitely had some decent ones. So.
I thought it was called Mud and Show. I don't know.
There goes the NXT ratings. Yeah.
Some exciting news.
What do you got,
I
Les?
heard
With it?
Even though I don't give a lot of current talent credit, and I still like the older talent, one current talent I really like who has lineage, and there's talk of her coming back. Apparently, Charlotte Flair could be making a comeback.
Yeah, I think she'll be back at the Rumble with me. I think Rumble time you're
talking about having her replaced. Last I read, Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Cargill's out for a few months or something with some injuries, right?
Yeah, so they're talking about one of the people they brought up was Charlotte Flair, hinting apparently, and possibility of her replacing Jade.
Prepare to be let down because the person that they're going to announce that attacks Jade is going to be Trinity or Naomi. It's going that's who it's going to be somehow or another. I think.
Sounds like you're on the dirt sheets there, John.
Yeah, there's the Wrestling with Reality dirt sheet prediction right here. If it comes true, I have my sources. If it doesn't come true, that was just speculation.
Yeah,
I just blame Dave Meltzer.
Everybody else does. It's been fun to watch people dogpile on that scumbag lately. He deserves every bit of it.
Yeah.
So does Fightful after that scrum, that AEW scrum.
Sean Ross Sapp, whatever his name is.
He is the biggest douchebag, that guy.
Chick down.
Dude, Sean Ross Sapp is one of the most arrogant, disrespectful, overblown ego douchebags, not just in professional wrestling, but just out in general, out of everybody. Everything I see about this guy is just being an asshole to people. And it's not being a character to him. It's just who he is, just an asshole. Just not a good dude. I won't ever watch anything Fightful. So
he tweeted something, I guess, today or the other day, and then he turned around and deleted it. It was really
go figure.
Really racial, I guess.
Ooh, go figure. The dirt sheet's doing something stupid, and then pretending like it didn't happen. They had that one where he said it was a leak, where he was talking to some chick apparently in the DMs, and he thought he was DMing with somebody, and it posted, I slid my hand onto her thigh, or onto your thigh, and he accidentally posted it on his Twitter, and it was up for a little bit, and people just had a field day with it. You fucking creep. I didn't do it. It was somebody hacked my account. Sure, bro. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
The best dirt sheet people, I reckon, are Bill Apter and John Rizzi.
Yeah. I interviewed John Rizzi years ago, Lazza. He was on the show a couple years ago. Very knowledgeable dude, man. Knows his stuff in wrestling, that's for sure. The Rock attacked Jade Cargill, and he did it for Nia Jax. Bianca is the... sorry, Liza, really quickly, Mr. Reed Rand's comment. The person attacked Jade is going to be EST. That's the one you would think it would be, but I think they're going to try to pull a swerve, and that's why I think it's going to be Trinity, and it's going to be a letdown. So go ahead, Liza.
Oh, yeah, I said I listened to John Rizzi's podcast. He has it on Podbean. And he does a podcast where he just sort of play old sort of stuff in the background of some of his old interviews and that.
He knows his stuff, man. He's got some interesting stories, so I can imagine I can imagine it's definitely a good show for sure. So, well, all right, guys, thanks for joining us tonight for War Games. I appreciate it so much for each and every one of you guys, and I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Jeremy, Jason, Lazza, Joey, everybody that's in the chat. Brandon, nice to see you out here, my friend. I think it's the first time we've seen you on the show. Make sure you follow the page. We're here just about every Tuesday night. Rand, great to see you. Sean, Derek, bunch of people. I know I'm going to miss some in there, but thanks for coming out. Gentlemen, I'm going to close down the chat, so we'll see you next week, okay?
Yeah, thanks for having us, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming out, guys. Have a happy Thanksgiving, okay? Appreciate it, guys. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and joining me tonight here and coming on and watching some War Games with us from 92. Yes, he'll be back soon, Sean. He will. I've let him know you guys are excited when he comes back, man. He'll be back soon, and we'll be busting his chops and having a good time. So, but had a great time with you guys tonight. As always, you guys are always a blast. I hope you and your families have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you guys eat and enjoy some great time with your families and have a lot of fun. We'll be back next week, and we'll have some other great topics for you. So enjoy your long weekend. Enjoy your holiday. We'll see everybody next week. Be well, be safe. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us right here tonight on Wrestling with Reality.